my YouTube channel. So today I'll be reviewing this LG UHD Smart television. The model number is 43UM7600 PTA. So this television is sort of a mid-premium one. So the top end of the LG lineup is of OLED and NanoCell. So NanoCell is something you can compare to the Samsung QLED televisions. So this one falls between the NanoCell and the basic budget televisions. So this is a 4K television and it is a smart television. So coming to the build quality and the construction of the TV. So the entire TV is built of plastic. The build quality is decent. You will have a center single point stand below. As you can see, it's an arc type stand, so it doesn't have two ends of stands on both sides. So this makes it the installation looks little cleaner on the desk and all. Second thing, it also comes with an VISA wall mount. Inside the box you also have this LG Magic Remote. We'll discuss about it in detail later. So the bezels look little bit like a brushed metal. Although the bezels are a little larger, thinner bezels would have been great and looked much better aesthetically. So coming to feature wise, this television feature set is very rich. That is one of the unique USP for this model. So some of the features are, one, it comes with this Magic Remote, and this is one of the best remotes I've found in any television. It is very good to hold. So we'll discuss about it in detail later in the video. Second thing is, it has Apple HomePlay kit. So you have the home dashboard here. You can connect a lot of smart devices, home IoT devices. You can also sync up for the TV with Siri. So whenever you ask a Siri to execute a command for the TV, it will do it. It has a 4K IPS panel, so the viewing angles are going to be great, and it is HDR compatible. So for HDR it supports two codecs. One is the HDR10 and the other one is the HLG, hybrid log gamma. So there is no support for Dolby Vision or so, or else at least it's not given on the spec sheet. Maybe it will come up in a future software update. And it also has an option called is universal remote. So the universal remote can be synchronized using this button. So using the LG Simply Link, you can control a host of devices through one click of a button from the television. You can control your sound bars, you can control your set-top boxes, etc. So coming to the warranty side of things, the TV comes with 1 year comprehensive warranty, and there is 1 more year additional of panel warranty. So the other details such as price and all, I will leave in the description. Coming to connectivity side of things, there are adequate ports for the television. So you have 4 HDMI ports, out of 1 is an HDMI ARC port audio return channel. So you have an optical output port, you have a LAN port for connecting your internet, and you have the basic component ports along with a live television antenna port, so for tuning and all. Since most of us use set-top boxes through HDMI, so that won't be relevant for this. So these are the list of HDMI ports, and you can see some of the ports are on the back side, and there are 3 ports on the left side of the television for easy access. You also have 2 USB ports, and both of them are USB 2.0 and not 3.0. Coming to the picture quality, the picture quality is great at most of the time, but there too are some problems with the television, especially on the panel. The uniformity is great, but the only problem is you have some vignetting that is happening at the extreme corners. You won't find it when you're watching normal television, but when you're watching bright scenes, you can actually observe the vignetting that is happening. I can show you. If you can observe on the corner to the edge, you can see the brightness is a little darker towards those corner edges, but to the most extent you won't find any difference while you're regular viewing. It's only when you're watching bright scenes which have a lot of white color on the screen you can find those dark corners in the extreme corners of the television. You may not find the accurate picture quality since due to the processing of YouTube and the camera, but trust me, the blacks, or to the most extent blacks, it is only that when you are watching in a very dark room you don't observe the difference. So this is under a dark room and you have a lot of dark content here. To the most extent it looks great. When you are under an external lighting, you can see most of the blacks, they look clear black because you don't see that grayish tint, but when you switch to a dark room you can actually observe that. Coming to the problems with the panel, other than the vignetting, there is some problem with very fast motion processing. So when there are scenes with quick actions and that, there is some jitter. However, you have an option in the settings itself to reduce the motion jitteriness. So I would rate this panel at somewhere around 7 out of 10 because there are better panels out there. The Sony ones are a little better, but is it really bad? Definitely no. It is a very great television to watch. It is only thing is there are better things out there, but they are expensive also. The Sony counterpart somewhere costs around 50k. So coming to the sound quality side of things, the speakers on the default speakers on the television are not that great. They just do the job, but don't expect an extremely good amount of music. So it has support for some audio modes. This is So with on you can feel that little amount of surround sound that is going on, and these are different modes. This is cinema. So adding to the different sound effects, we also have the option to choose where the sound should be outputted from. One is the internal TV speaker, and you have optical. You can connect a soundbar through the optical cable, and the other one is also has an HDMI ARC port. You can also select the Bluetooth devices here when you select Bluetooth. The last one is the internal speaker plus the optical output of the soundbar. So this feature is great because it will run the output both from the internal speaker and the soundbar. So if you space them appropriately, the audio effect is just excellent. Yes, moving on to the smart features, this is where the television really kills it. So there are extensive list of smart features covering all array of functions. To start off with, you can switch on and off TV through your Siri app. You can just connect the TV through the home app if you have an iPhone or a MacBook. So it is, the command is just simple: hey Siri, switch off TV.
Okay, the LG Webos TV is off.
You can also switch on the TV using the same Siri app, but sometimes it is sketchy, sometimes it responds to it, sometimes it just doesn't respond to it. And another great thing is you have something called home button here to access all your smart features on the remote control. So press the home button, you can just see the list of all the apps. You can also choose apps what are to be displayed on these tiles, and you can move them front, forward and backward. So this is very snappier and very easy to access. It doesn't interrupt your program or what is being played behind. Coming to the library, this TV does not use Android TV. This is an WebOS TV. So the amount of apps that are currently available are very limited. The majority of the top apps are available on the TV, such as you have Netflix, you have Prime, you even have Apple TV, and almost all the important apps. But some of the apps, such as let us say MX Player, is missing. Since these are not Android apps, so unless someone develops it for specifically for the WebOS. So coming to HDR features, also HDR automatically kicks in when you're playing in HDR video. You need not go back and switch it on, but the auto HDR doesn't work on PC connections. If you are displaying something through the HDMI port, sometimes it fails to recognize. So when you are using the YouTube app, it automatically kicks in the HDR. As you can see, when the video is playing, it automatically displays the tile as HDR if it identifies an HDR video. So this works across all the applications, let it say YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, or any other app that supports 4K and HDR. Another great feature for this TV which makes it special is this magic remote. So the remote is excellent to use. It is very great to hold, and it has the buttons to cover almost all the features on the remote. So if you guys need another detailed video on how to use this remote, what are the features, please let me know in the comments. So the remote works on either Bluetooth or IR connectivity, because you need not point the remote always towards the television. So it has this gyroscope based pointer which you can move the remote in any direction. You need not point it to TV, just rotate. This makes it easier for typing because you can choose the letters directly than going through the buttons and selecting what word you require. So it also has a built-in web browser. Yeah, this is it. You can browse your internet through this. Yeah, you can access your sites just in case you want to quickly browse something. So adding to that, you also have two-way Bluetooth system. So this TV can be used as a Bluetooth speaker from your mobile phone. You can configure this from the home dashboard itself. It has an option for Bluetooth connectivity. Another great thing is you can also use your Bluetooth headphones from the television as an audio output. So if you are watching the TV at night and don't want disturbance, that is a very great feature to have. Coming to the voice search, it works natively and both across different applications on the television. So let us search for something. Fast and Furious.
Results for Fast and Furious you searched.
See, it shows all the different types of movies that are available across all the different applications on the television. It also shows results from YouTube. It can also show you results from the web results, Wikipedia.
Go into Wiki.
See, it will directly take you to the web browser. So some of the voice detection is sketchy at some times. It doesn't recognize Indian accent so well as it does with the other accents. That is one thing to observe. Coming to some more features, you have an option called quick access. So you press and hold the 0 button which says quick. So you can add some quick shortcuts here. You have 8 of them. You can press the particular number button and also access them. See, you can assign any particular app that you just want to open to from this menu, and you can just use the button directly to access it. The only issue is sometimes with this Magic Remote, sometimes when you are not tightly pointing towards the TV, or if you're not losing it for a while, it doesn't respond immediately. That is one issue which I have faced consistently. So I need to either shake the remote like this so that the pointer turns up back again, or else need to double tap the button that I want to click. Coming to the power consumption side of things, the TV does not consume a lot of power. So when you are using the television, it is mostly jumps between 80 to 90 watts. That depends upon whether you are using the volume loud or not, but power consumption side it is fine. So coming to the final question, should you buy this television? So if you are looking at a decently priced 4K UHD smart television, so you can go for this one. But if your priority is more emphasized towards the picture quality, go for other options. So the Sony does very better in terms of picture quality. Coming to smart features, although the Sony has Android TV, this television is much more snappier and faster, and the menu is very easily integrated. The user interface is more polished. It responds to your inputs very fast, very fluidly. I did not face any stutter. Smart TV is your more priority, or smart features are your more priority, please go for this model. So do not go for the budget brands. The problem is the panels and the sound are very good in them. The only issue you face is when it comes to the smart features. So majority of the times you have to buy another Android TV box or a Fire Stick so to get the smart features fluently running. But if in this television, I did not find that problem at all. Also, some of the budget televisions and Android TVs, I find it doesn't have an option for two-way Bluetooth playback. So some TVs don't allow you to connect external headphones. They allow connection of Bluetooth keyboards and all, but headphones, some models do not allow them. Some of the Sony models also do not allow them. So if your priority is good picture quality and great smart features, go for this one. But if your priority is great picture quality and decent smart features, go for the Sony. So this is my review for the LG smart television. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions.